All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guy. With flipping ain't easy by your side.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is Mike and John. Jenna is kind of taking this one off. We all came back from dinner, and Mike's here with us in Vegas. He's here for the Boss Reseller Remix, and we thought we'd just get together and do a surprise pop-up live. So I see we do have some people watching. There's like 10 people watching right now. So if you're with us, so I see Mary McQuain's with us. Hi, nice to see you, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
So you have Mary with us at least, but I'm sure there's quite a few more. And sometimes we get folks in the audience that they're watching on their TV, or they don't want to drop in and say hi. Mix Mercantile says, "What's up, John? Nice to see you." We got Meg, Lilac Seller.
How are you?
Yep, late night. This will replace your late night. What do you watch? Jimmy Kimmel or whatever the heck you watch?
Saturday Night Live with John.
without the comedy. We got Pork Chop. And we have RKK 415 says hello. Hopefully the sound's okay. I think we did a little sound test. It sounded all right. But whenever things get kind of slow for people, it really gets my attention. Mary says, "Oh, you too. Thank you." We have G Gazzara with us. John Worldwide Weber. John and Mike and 1900 store. It's tomorrow for 1900 store.
In Japan.
Sales guys, I don't know what to say. Mike, I know that you're sort of on vacation mode, but I do recall when you're here, was it last October?
October, yeah.
You had vacation mode on, and you were getting sales like crazy. You had it all set up to where your buyer knew that you weren't going to be here or available to ship the item. And they were still buying it regardless. You could point to, well, are you putting good stuff up? Are you giving it the activity, the attention that eBay wants? And I've been doing all that. I've been busting my tail at the free time that I do have with everyone here. I've been busting my tail to get stuff up on both stores, and it is really dead slow. So, all I'm doing right now is just building my store size up for when the sales do turn on when these customers are buying. And I don't know if it's an eBay thing. Sometimes it just seems like someone at eBay just turns the switch.
Seems like it, right?
Things just start selling out of the blue. But it feels something's not right. And I thought, Mike, let's do a pop-up live. A lot of folks on the Discord were talking about it. If you guys aren't on the Discord, it doesn't cost anything. Use the link down below and get signed up and join the conversation. But in that conversation, there's a lot of folks that were saying how slow it is today and how slow it's been. This midweek on has not been very good. We have Flip It Good says, "Hey guys," and G Peterson, hello from North Dakota. Awesome, nice to see you. We got CJ Benz Fine says, "Hey Mike."
Hey Jefferson, how are you?
Jefferson's okay. Christy Lee says, "Hello all." And Worldwide Weber says, "Finished my taxes today. What a relief. Putting in high gear on the listing." So I am not relieved. March historically has been the month where I get all my data together and do the taxes, right? But with so much going on, I haven't even begun yet. Maybe, just maybe, we're having a little get together apparently next Saturday.
Yeah. We invited ourselves over to John's.
Yeah, so they told me that I was going to be making some barbecue, and we're going to have Art of Resell over. We're going to have Mike and Archie, and also Sunny, right? Sunny Las Vegas. So we're going to have a little mini party, and we might even do a whatnot. Or we're going to do
we're going to do a whatnot auction. Like last time that I was here, John had Archie and I over, and Chris, Easy Pickens, and we had a little barbecue. But we also had a whatnot auction between the three of us. It was kind of fun. It was the first time I'd ever done a whatnot auction.
That's Archie on the Jenna-Cam.
Yeah.
So we're just, I'm just now feeling comfortable with the live on OBS Studio. I know I've had a lot of issues, but I got to tell you, I'm feeling really good about the way it's set up now.
No, it really is good. I think the new microphones set up, helps the audio.
Yeah, we have it right here above me, and it's not, a problem. I'm sure you can hear Mike okay. He has a pretty loud voice anyway, but...
Deep, loud voice.
Let's see. Jefferson says, Chrissy Lee says, oh, I know why. Whatnot is killing it. You think Whatnot is the culprit, huh? Okay, but I'm wondering... Now, it may be just my perception of Whatnot, but Whatnot as a platform really is a sourcing opportunity for, usually it's resellers that are on there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we have people that love to go to yard sales, that have no interest in reselling, that look at Whatnot as a low cost opportunity to maybe supplement their yard sale addiction. I don't know. But I've always looked at Whatnot and the district sites. And don't get me wrong, I've used them before as like just a yard sale, way to liquidate your goods. And a lot of sellers are hungry for merchandise, and that's a good place for them to go and snag stuff. Goanna says, I'm not an eBay conspiracist, and my sales are up 70% over last year.
Nice.
So things have been going great. However, I haven't had a sale since Friday 4 p.m., which is 31 hours now. Very weird. That's what I'm saying. Look, guys, I am not complaining about sales as far as, you want to look at the entire picture. So my only thought and concern is if I'm looking at my summary, I'll try to bring it up here so that, or my sales for the year over year. I usually try to report my year over year sales for the year so that you guys can follow my progress. We'll go do that right now. As you can see, we're at $21,714 for the 1st of January through March 8th. That's through today. And now it went from 10.7% in one day to 10%. This number is falling. So I'm up 10%, but it's falling too fast. And, quantity of items sold down 13%. That's fine because I have a much higher ASP. I'm doing less work. I'm making more money per listing. This is kind of what's happening there. So as you can see, though, and I'll try to show you here in a second, today is just bad. I mean, bad. I'm not saying it's like, okay, it's slow. I've got some offers to send.
Our resellers are gonna make...
What's going on here?
Our resellers are...
I thought we weren't having any issues, but I guess it's my clicketiness. Sorry. You can see here, yesterday it was a 263. Today is crickets. This is a 0 day.
Yeah. Well, not over yet. Hopefully.
So
value trends, guys. Go out and buy something.
Yeah, Wednesday. I had a good Saturday last Saturday, 778. 1 week later, I'm hearing Duncan's crickets going off in the background. I don't know if maybe Duncan's at church. It's Sunday where he's at, so I don't know. Sorry about the little goof up there. OBS Studio and me are trying to make friends, but it's taking a while. Mary says, yeah, you're going to pull it off. Sounds perfect. Awesome. I'd love to hear that. Callie Deb says, hi, everyone. My sales are just so. Anyone today having slow sales today? Just today, not this last week. I mean, we don't want to look at it day by day, but is something going on at eBay right now where, I don't know, sales are just not happening? If we look at traffic, is there something going on with traffic? I can say that doesn't look like it. We're looking at down 22%, but the day's not over. Down 2.5% organic, 18% promoted listings. And look, I have more items in my store than I've had in the last 2 years. I've had almost 230 items now. So I'm just continuing to list. Look, promoted listing traffic down 17%. Down 31% on Wednesday, even though I had a pretty decent day. And what's crazy is I'm seeing 0 promoted offsite. Now I'm wondering, just off the cuff here, I've got 0 offsite. I'm not in their offsite program, but historically, if you were in promoted listings, you were getting driven into offsite Google ads. Let's say you're the only one selling a white vase with like roses on it or something. Someone pulls that up on Google and nobody else has it but you you would then be shown in Google search. But for me, I'm wondering if, and I think I checked a year ago that it was the case before, but now with promoted offsite, if you aren't promoting offsite, you're not getting any action. Look at all that zeros. You're not getting any action on promoted offsite. So they're getting us, guys. And I don't know if it now is something that I need to start allocating. Oh, wait. Holy. All right. Who bought a Craftsman air wrench for me just now out of, they're feeling bad for me, I guess. I did get a sale.
Pretty sale. And we'll take them. Any sale is a good sale.
So my third sale of the weekend. I count yesterday as the weekend, Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So Tony, if you're out there, Tony, you bought an air wrench from me, a Craftsman air wrench. I made a $49.49 sale.
Nice.
And you know what's weird? I don't know if anyone else is having this problem. You saw me at the restaurant mess with my phone.
Yeah.
My phone, the ringer is on. My sounds are full blast.
Right. No,
Yet I got a sale, but no ka-ching. Isn't that strange? I don't know. It can't. My other applications on my phone make noise, so why isn't eBay? And I did reinstall the app, like Bearded Picker told me to do it, and I did. I didn't want to, but I reinstalled the app, and it's still behaving the same way.
Well, it's driven by eBay. That might give you the first clue.
But it's like, okay, when it comes to technology like that, other your phone went off.
Yeah,
today.
I have the weirdest thing. It's like almost spooky. Not every time that I pick up my phone, I get a ka-ching, of course. But I'll get the ka-ching only when I pick up my phone. So in other words, if there was a sale that was made, it happened right at the restaurant, right?
It did.
I picked up my phone.
I was like, whose phone is that? I was getting all excited.
I picked up the phone and I got the ka-ching. It doesn't ka-ching on its own if the phone's just sitting there. I can't really explain it. So I invariably check my phone a lot all the time. So I made one.
I like your shirt.
Too. Thank you. That is a Grandma Pop's vintage.
Sometimes
special.
shit is just shit,
Yeah,
and you gotta accept it. I wonder if that has any reference to. Does that have anything to do with eBay?
It could be a variety of meanings, you know. Very wide.
XYZ, our sales have been super slow, almost dead for last week.
Yeah.
It can't be just coincidence, right?
No, I've noticed that the trend pretty much for most people have been that it's slow. But there's just so many factors. I mean, you could talk about the economy. You could talk about the myriad of glitches on eBay and other platforms. You can talk about the fact that so many new platforms are popping up. I mean, it could dilute it, but I don't believe that's the case. I mean, I think like a Whatnot and the Dip and District are, as John said earlier, distinctly different purposes. And I don't think it really hurts that drastically the sales. It's just tough. I mean, it's not an easy business reselling, and you could press all the buttons and check all the boxes and do everything you can right. And I've done that. I've like really been on track and all, and it just craps out from time to time. It's unexpected. You really can't inexplicable. You really can't explain it. That's why I've always heard, and I've used this same mentality that you really it's the worst thing to do is to like check your day-to-day sales. I mean, things are going to go up and down. If you look at your analytics, it's going to be like a roller coaster anyway. So the best thing you can do is just look at like month over month, or even expand it past that, and it levels out a little bit. But overall, the trends have been down, I must admit.
So 1900 Store says, why Whatnot is not international? And the first thing that comes to my mind when we're talking about Whatnot is the shipping. So if someone buys an item at like $2, do they want to pay? Are they going to be interested in paying?
Yeah, $40.
Like, yeah, I mean, 30. I don't know what it costs. And maybe and I call you 1900 Store. I don't know if you go by Bear, because you go as Bear in the Discord, but maybe you don't want to share your name. But I got to tell you, there's, in my opinion, a lot of good opportunities to source in Japan into the U.S., but maybe it just costs prohibitive, and that's the thing. If you're buying on Whatnot or any of these sites, you're going to be paying a pretty penny to get these items shipped to you, and I think that's probably why they don't do it. Callie Deb says, can't stay, but just wanted to say hi. Well, thank you for coming by, dropping what you're doing. We didn't announce this. We just said, let's go live. Let's do a
Kind of
pop-up
decided on the way home from the restaurant.
Yeah. 6B6 says, my sales are as consistent as ever. My lack of listing fast enough, all consistent. LOL. Yeah, I didn't have really anything going on in the garage today. I was just so focused on, I took, this afternoon, I took photos of probably like 300 plus photos of like 100 patches. Was getting those batched up and getting those listed on the other account. And I've already listed quite a few items on my main. So it's like, I don't know. I even did a nuclear reset. I took 230 items. I took the oldest 200 and I just wiped them out. End item, sell similar, and I went through every item and I adjusted the price, by a little bit, and we'll see. Got one sale, I guess. Christy Lee says they sell a ton of electronics and pretty much anything you could get on eBay. That's whatnot. They sell everything. But I've never bothered to sell electronics. And I think for me, it's the size of the packages. Again, the shipping is what's going to scare people away. And if I have electronics, I'm looking to maximize what I'm getting right now. I'm not trying to be the person that is a source for someone else to sell on eBay. I'm just not trying to be that guy. 1900 store says, for antiques and vintage, this year started bad. Not even one sale yet in March. That's no good. That's no good. I hate to hear that. Mixed Mercantile, ready to set an appointment with my tax lady. My reseller Jeannie makes it a breeze, and we are sponsored. And I'm glad you brought it up. It wasn't my segue. It was yours, Mix. And we do have reseller Jeannie as a sponsor. It's a great way to kind of combine all your accounts, your Poshmark, your Mercari, your multiple eBay accounts into one chart and spreadsheet. Not even a spreadsheet, but just a chart to show you how you're doing. You can plug in your expenses, like your cost of goods. It imports your eBay fees, and you can put all your other expenses in there. So now it's giving you a true representation of what you're making. So if you're interested in checking it out, yeah, it is tax season, and what a better way to get started by getting your all your information sorted in under one location. And go check them out. Use the code FLIPIN if you do go there, but use the link down below and give them a look. Yaz A says, definitely something is off with eBay. Views are not carrying over after sharing. So I haven't really done any sharing. Do you do sharing with like social media and stuff with your listings? No,
not really.
How does that work for you guys? Do you guys see a boost in sales from just sharing on social? I'm just really thirsty tonight. Big J says, I'm actually listing right now, and I just sold a vacuum I listed this week for $153. Free shipping, I paid $7 for it. Love that.
Nice.
That's awesome. Callie Devs has 3 sales today. I only had the one that just came up. I was getting shut out. At least I didn't get shut out, I guess. But I've had days where I've been shut out, and the next day just killed it. Now, we're going tomorrow over to ASD. ASD comes up. Let me go Las Vegas here. Okay. ASD comes to town every 6 months, and it's a trade show. So I think I showed you guys this before, but it's a trade show where you can get lost in a sea of any category you can think of. They've got it, and you go in there and you meet up with merchants who have wholesale. It's mostly wholesale, and a lot of people that sell on Amazon, they go in and they buy these in bulk and at a very low price per item. The best day to go really is the last day, which is Wednesday, where it's cash and carry, and they don't want all these vendors here. It's all beautiful. Tomorrow will be the first day. It's going to be all beautiful, but come Wednesday, they don't want to take that back to their shop, or sometimes they're from across the country, and they will sell this stuff at cost, to people, cash and carry. So that's really the best day to go if you can make it out there. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. I'm meeting up with someone I do business with. I do a lot of I do a lot of brokering deals for pallets of goods and stuff that I've integrated into my business about a year and a half ago, and it does help supplement when we get the slow sales days on eBay. But YouTube is sort of third place when it comes to the money that I make. We don't make a whole lot of money on YouTube. I think there's a lot of sellers that have left, and therefore we're not getting as many views and people watching the program. Oddly, we have 80 people. Just I'm so thankful to you guys. It's hard for me to even fathom that 80 people on a Saturday night. I mean, it's 8 o'clock here, but it's 11 o'clock Eastern. So somewhere within that sphere of a Saturday night, you guys found the time to tune in to me and Mike. And
community here, John.
Yeah, I mean, it's 84. I mean, people just said, you know what, Thelma, let's watch the movie later. John's on. And that's awesome.
Everybody loves John, that's for sure.
John Worldwide Weber says, we're in a time of disruption worldwide. People are waiting for things to settle. Probably a new housing downturn. No sales today. Been a long time since I had no sale day. That's when you're saying that. That's kind of
scary.
Yeah. Stock market was not good this week. I know that gold is at 29.17, and the reason why gold is sort of a factor is because when people get nervous, they start putting their money in precious metals. I mean, I think a couple days ago it was at like, what is that? It was at like 29.35. So I do have some gold stored away in a very, very secure location. I won't tell you where it's at.
Come and get it.
It's not Fort Knox, but it's one of those things where if you can get something like that, to build up a safety net. And so I've spent the better part of the last 3 years trying to decrease my expenses. Now, we talked about this on the Discord, but I thought it's, also very important to talk about. When you're reselling, you're not going to make a fortune. You got to be able to manage your expenses. So, if you're going to go and run up the credit card, don't do it. Try to find ways to bring down your expenses so that your monthly tally that you have to pay out every month, it's going to be a lot easier to meet. Because that's the thing. Someone could have $1,000 a month in expenses, and someone else could have $10,000 a month in expenses. And guess who's going to have the easier time when times get tough to make that happen? Let's see. Chrissy Lee, I sold 2 items today, but views are horrible. And we got Beard King Picker. What's up?
Hey, Alex.
Says, hey, Mike, how's Las Vegas? How's Las Vegas, Mike?
I'm having a blast. Every time
What's your highlight so far?
Well, I did my first dib auction. That was pretty fun. So that was enjoyable. And just being out here. I mean, I love sourcing, and in Vegas, I'm staying with Archie Biscuit Butt, so we've been out 3 or 4 days already. We went to garage sales today and yesterday, and we went to the bins. I mean, bins are not the greatest. I mean, I think my allure with the bins has finally given way. I mean, a lot of people use the bins and all, but it was novel for me because I have no bins. I have no Goodwills by my house. So that was kind of fun for a while, but I'm enjoying myself and getting ready for the meetup. I mean, the official reason why I'm here is for the boss meetups, which will start on Monday. But I make a whole thing of it. The meetup is 4 days, but the last time I came, and this time I stay 2 weeks. So I usually spend a little time with John and Jenna at their house. They invite me in graciously to stay with them, and I stay with Archie the rest of the 2 weeks. So plenty of good stuff to do. As far as nailing down a particular highlight, it's tough because I can really spend the rest of this live stream just calling out all of the different fun things that I do. It's really great. I look forward to it.
Yeah, and here's Mike's channel, Mike Metco Meetups. He has only 234 subscribers. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be higher than that because you do a lot of good work, and you get together with Mary McQueen to put together good content. And if you guys get a chance, get on over there and subscribe, because Mike does a good job of letting the community know about different activities and meetups that are happening. And this next week coming up here starts on, I believe, Tuesday through Thursday, the 3 days of Boss Seller Reseller Remix. And if you're in the area or not far from Vegas, I believe they have spots open. It's not sold out.
Those tickets available.
You know, it includes your some of your meals while you're out here during the event. They have speakers that are going to be out here to kind of give you some insights and some nuggets on, you know, what they do and some of their specialties and all that. And then there's some get-togethers afterwards. I know that I am the kind of guy that feels like I do love the community side of these meetups, right? But for me, it's if I was killing it right now, $500, $600, $700 days, I would be okay. Let's put it on vacation mode for a few days. But I really just feel like I've got to do something to help stop the bleeding. And I showed you out in the garage.
Yeah,
I have a mountain. I have a mountain of stuff that wants to get listed, and it ain't going to list itself. So do I want to spend the money to go to that event despite all the good stuff that's happening, or do I want to get in front of whatever the hell's going on with my success or lack thereof this week, and try to right the ship a little bit? So that's kind of where I'm at. Plus, we have an unexpected. Now I have a trip coming up the end of this month, my little golf thing that I do. But we have an unexpected trip that's happening in like 2.5 months that we have to kind of save up for, because we want to do a little sightseeing and stuff while we're out and about on the East Coast. So, you know, again, if you guys are out in this area, do consider coming out and being a part of it. You guys will, you know, get to see us. Wednesday night we're having a get together, right? It's like a walk around the town, Container Park and stuff.
Yeah, it's called a Fremont Street Crawl. We all convene at Container Park, which is just one block outside the Fremont Experience.
Yeah.
We hang out there for an hour or so, and then we all just single file just parade down up and down Fremont Street, which those of you who aren't aware of Fremont Street, it's quite an experience. So it's a lot of fun. There's 3 bands, 3 band shells and everything, a lot of music, the street performers, and pretty interesting. And
I guess I'm making a brisket, on Saturday. I don't know. 1900 store, my traffic on Etsy, straight long line, no pulse, LOL. So it's not just eBay. No. Can't put it all on eBay. I think it's just the state of things right now. People are just not buying the way they were just a couple weeks ago. Beard says 3rd sale of the weekend. Yep, that was my 3rd sale, counting yesterday and today. Well, I guess I can't quite say that. I think I had a sale Friday morning that we shipped out Friday. But yeah, maybe the 4th sale of the weekend. But 1st sale today. Bill Hess says sales are strong. So that's encouraging. You can do it! That's encouraging. Major Wins with us. Nice to see you. XYZ. God, I hope they don't have Elon fixing eBay. No, they need Elon trying to find where all of our extra fees have gone. Christy Lee says, oh no, I have to have the cha-ching sound. I haven't heard one. I didn't get to hear one. I haven't heard one in this year, I don't think, on my phone. Jenna's phone sounds fine. Mine, nope. CJ Benz finds, just taking my store off vacation today. I hope I start selling. 1900 store, my eBay store full of glitches, shows different name. Not my name.
Wow, that's a new one for me.
Now, are you getting their deposits, though? That's the key. Are you getting their money?
Are you paying their fees?
Sort of like my chairman story. I still haven't figured that one out. You go to the casino. You've already signed up for their slot club. Oh, but I don't have my card. So you go to the reward center, and they print you up a new card. Let me see your ID. I show them my ID. They present this card I've never seen before. It says chairman. And, yeah, it has my name on it. I'm like, okay. So I go to the machine to see what kind of comps that I have. And it says, you've got like $160 in free play on the slot machine. Well, first of all, I went to go swipe the card, and it didn't recognize my code. I went back. I said, something's not right with this card you gave me because it won't recognize my PIN. Oh, yeah, no problem. Just type in a new one. So I type in a new one, and I go back to the machine, see $162 in free slot play. So I went back another time after I played the slot play, and I had another $62 in slot play. So I don't know what's going on. But I know that at least temporarily I am the chairman. Sort of my nickname lately. Let's see. Bill Hess says, I sell nothing but antiques, and sales do get slow, but it's been strong month after strong month overall for me. That's good to hear. Now, again, I'm not complaining about my sales entirely because we're up 10%. So it could be that we're down 10% and we'd be sort of in a little worse position. When times get tough like this, I mean, how many people have just all of their eggs in the eBay basket? Have you considered trying to get your stuff either on other platforms? And like I said, it's not an eBay thing when it comes to slow sales. Slow sales is what's kind of hurting everyone across the board. So, but getting your items in front of other people is also, I put a video out this last week about things that people can do a little bit differently or better on their cross listing. So that's a video maybe you might want to check out if you are cross listing and are just not getting any activity. Coppercat says, hello from Arkansas. It's a pleasant surprise catching you live. Well, it's a pleasant surprise having you here. I am more in awe of you guys being here than you guys can be of me, like saying, oh, wow, John went live. It's really not a big deal. It's a big deal that you guys just dropped what you're doing, and I hope I didn't like interrupt anything. Beard King says, sales are down across multiple platforms for me. That's not surprising. I kind of think it's just not an eBay thing. Christy Lee says they pay $9.25 for first ship, then free after for as much as you want. Now, is that, what site is that? Is that Whatnot?
That might be Whatnot or one of the online to the live.
We've got Chris Easy Pickens says, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Chris.
Daniel Dunham says, tariffs. Do you guys think that's... See, here's the thing I was thinking about. The whole idea of, okay, tariffs, you know, could be causing problems for sellers. But, I mean, how many of us are actually jacking up our prices? Now, it could be the tariffs are causing people to have less money, disposable income, which is certainly possible. But what I find is that when things tend to get slow, people start dropping their prices. And we were talking the other day about what if eBay went to an Amazon model where they had one buy box, one seller was in the buy box, and everyone else was sort of in a drop-down situation where, oh, you know, buy used or new starting at this price, and you know, someone fishing for a deal would go down there and find the deal. But if you have the buy box on Amazon, you're getting most of the sales. And someone asked, well, what if eBay, you know, went to that? Now, I do know that there are listings where eBay has tried the buy box idea, where one listing, one seller on that item is there, and then you got to go looking for the other sellers. I think that would create a race to the bottom. And I almost feel like with, you know, tariffs are jacking prices up and sellers aren't getting more for their stuff, we're getting less because people are racing to the bottom. They're driving markets down in out of desperation to sell their stuff. I really do think that's happening. I just went through, did a nuclear reset on my store, lowered the prices by about 5%. And here I have a lowered price on this router. I have a few of them, same model, and someone hit me up for half of the price of my new price. And I came back and said, I can't go that low. I can go at this price. I don't haggle. This is the best I can do. And that was at dinner time, and within 5 minutes they declined. So people are hunting for deals because they can get deals right now. I just hate to say it, but if you're a seller that's considering lowering your prices a whole lot, I wouldn't do it just yet. I don't think we're there, but if we collectively start lowering our prices, then it's going to create a change in the market for what we're selling, and that would be bad. 1900 Store says, my name is Bear. I don't go with fake name. Well, like for instance, I have Flip It Ain't Easy. I have Value Trends. That's my store name. I don't go by and say, hey, my name is Value Trends. So I didn't know if Bear was just a name that you did. But Bear, glad to know you. Big Dre, if I were in Japan, I would source video games 100%. There's so many things. This is the Pachiko. It's like they're, maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's
the Pachiko. It's not a slot machine. It's like a video game pinball machine type thing. And there's so many cool things. I mean, between the ball bearings they give you to the little gold and silver encased, I guess, awards when you cash out. You can get more for those on eBay than you can cashing them out.
The little video clip that he provided for us was pretty interesting. He sent John in
that was cool
video clip of a flea market in Japan.
But also, when the flea market wasn't there, got to see daily life in that same area. Really, really cool. Reselling with Woody said, "Who dat?"
Hey, Woody.
Nice seeing you, Woody. Let's see. So, Alex says, "Hi, friends." Don't know who those friends are, but if they're high, it's Saturday night, so it might be why. John says, "I use Reseller Genie. I like it." There you go.
Yeah. Faith and Paul would rate.
Yeah. Yep. Faith and Paul. RKK 415. Is it okay to ask the general? Yes. Ask away. We're here. Probably gonna do this for another half an hour. Thought we'd just get together with you guys. So if you have any questions, ask away. Mick has 4 sales today. And then Mary shares all of her listings on Pinterest and made sales directly on those. I do know that someone like Josh Galt, we do the Profit Playbook podcast. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. The Profit Playbook podcast. We put out a video every week. And we just talk different reselling topics. So just whatever comes to mind. And I could tell you, he has his own Shopify that drives traffic. I guess he connects his Shopify to his eBay listings, right? And so he's getting sales mainly through his Shopify more than his eBay, the way he has it set up. Beard King Picker, nice. How's it going, Mary? A lot of side talk, so I'll try to avoid that. In Japan, it is 1:30. 1:30 by the time I read this comment. 1:30 in the afternoon. Joe Samard's with us. And Russell, yep, I remember complaining about the 10 sales per day limit. Now it's 2 or 3 and several no sale days. Now, you think they capped you at 10 sales? I don't know. Do you believe in a cap?
It's weird. I mean, the one thing that I could say that kind of explains a little bit of the results on eBay, whether it's glitches or getting shut down or caps, you got to realize that it is a big and old and antiquated machine. And so, it boggles the imagination, the numbers that eBay deals with. I mean, there's like a 1,800,000,000 items on eBay at any one time. So anyone who knows servers and computers and all, has got to realize that just being able to manage that is like a Herculean task. And then there's 200 million sellers. It's like just crazy numbers. So it's like, how could they really devote particular attention to all 200 million? So just by the nature of the numbers, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship with eBay. I'm very faithful and loyal to eBay. I wish they would do better for us, but I understand the plight that it's just such a big machine, and the fact that it's the infrastructure is over 20 years old, and they can't, and they say build a whole new site, and that's like almost impossible. And again, I'm not backing eBay up, but I understand what they're up against, and like this nature about Josh had the light. It was Josh with the lighthouse.
Yeah, the lighthouse. Yeah,
makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you have millions and millions and hundreds of millions of people and items to deal with, you can't possibly keep an eye on them at all times. So I really truly believe that eBay has to judiciously shift attention to different people and different items and different sites. So as far as if they cap it, it's quite possible that that some of that occurs. I mean, there's better sellers and they feature all that, but even you take the top 10% of sellers, that's still like millions and millions of people. So it's kind of a little tough. And I realize when the glitches occur and when sales aren't we all want all the attention on us. That's just human nature. But it's really kind of infeasible. So I kind of understand basically the nature of what some of the problems could be stemming from. So who knows?
So 2025, we have 20-year-old tech with eBay. What's eBay going to look like in 2040 with 40-year-old tech? I'm just wondering how that's going to work. So, I mean, at some point, eBay needs to be drawing up some kind of a contingency plan to modernize their site. Big Dre says, I've been shopping for a new home and the prices are high, but people are buying. I lost bidding on 4 houses. So, yeah, it's good to hear that. But how many people are struggling to sell their home right now? They're trying to get out from underneath it. I've heard things on the other side of that coin. And speaking of coin, we have Devon says, hello, Saturday night. And hi, Mike.
Okay, Devon.
Jennifer Sanchez says, I hope sales will pick up as people get tax returns. I've been waiting for that. I don't know what's different this year than last, except for maybe we have fewer IRS employees. That doesn't feel like necessarily a bad thing, I guess. I guess it just depends on what side of the coin you're on with that. I would just prefer them to get rid of the IRS altogether, and we can keep all of our earnings, but that's just me in a perfect world. Beard says, and we got Bearded Picker says, sales are okay, but it takes 2 platforms and 3 accounts to maintain. It's certainly, I got to tell you, that second store is what's helping offset our sales. I mean, we're up 10%, but we're actually adding another 30% of our main store sales on top of that. That's kind of the volume. We're doing about 30% on the second store as compared to the main store. And I'm happy that I've done that. I just feel like some of the items that I kept listing over and over and over again on the main store was kind of holding my main store back. So we'll see. So far, so good with that. Beard says start live selling next week. So he's going to be selling. I think he's going to be, I'm not sure if he's going to be on District or which one he's going to be doing. And you don't sell on Amazon, do you?
No.
Nothing like that?
Yeah, that's a little tricky.
And then I guess Beard's having a so-so time on Amazon. Big Dre says, when I sold different items than I do today, I sourced the bins, but that was back in 2014, 2016. Last time I went was last year. I got a Top Gun costume for $2 to $3. I just can't do the bins. It's to me, it is option E. I figured out it's plan E, right below thrift stores. So if thrift stores don't work out, then I guess I'll go to the bins, but I'm in trouble. I will be doing a lot of online whatnot auctions, that's for sure. Amazon dropped bad for books, so it's not a good market right now for books, apparently. Jennifer Sanchez says sales are not as consistent, but I would get a bunch of sales in the span of 2 days and no sales for 2 days. That's odd to me. JP subscribed to Mike from another reseller's YouTube channel. Of course, subscribe to yours too. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Enjoy having you in the community. And of course, if you haven't yet signed up, use the link down below. Go check out the link for District and not District, but Discord, and you can get signed up and get part of the conversation. Devon says, I have not been listing this week and my sales were not bad. I think there's usually like a grace period when you're not listing. You'll still get sales, but you're not introducing new inventory. And eventually you'll see your sales will just start to decline. It doesn't mean they're going to fall off a cliff, but you do need to provide some consistent activity. Coin Collector. Hopefully this live stream will give me a sale by me liking. Yes, we do tell you, hit the like button, get a sale within 24 hours. I hit the like button, and within minutes of the show starting, I had showed you my sale. My sales were dead. 0 sales for 14 days in a row. Had one few days ago, just a couple cents, but that's it. It's dead, Jim. Ugh, I don't like him. Yeah. Is that a Star Trek reference?
Star Trek.
Yeah. Devon says, John, I agree. Can Elon find out where the fees have gone? Because they haven't gone to the things we need with this site. We talk about, how the site on the Friday Live last night, we talked about how many people are of the opinion that search is broken. And I did get someone who jumped in on the comments, and I don't mind comments that do push back, but if you're asking me to provide links to like where did you get this story from, it's ridiculous. Guys, I talk to other resellers. We're in the Discord. I look at other channels, and I see that people are struggling. That's one way I know that it's not just me having slow sales, but people are having a hard time finding things in eBay search as well. And I'm not here to make things up. I don't need to make videos. I enjoy making videos because I do enjoy talking about real things that are happening right now within the community. And that's not to say that everyone's going to, relate with what I have to say or agree with what I have to say, or I'm coming on right now saying, hey, sales are slow. We had a couple people pop in and say, hey, my sales are great. So it doesn't mean that it's like that for everyone. It just means this is what I'm seeing. This is what others are seeing, sure. And let's talk about it. Coin Collector says, I exclusively sell books too, and normally this is book season. Bim, bam, boom, no more sales. And Beard sold 3X stretchy panties, as he demonstrated on his channel. 1900 stores. Yesterday I bought extremely rare items from the antique collector home, minus 700 in his pocket. But you say they're rare, get those things listed. Someone will buy them. John says, recently read 2 books, Eat That Frog and Reframe Your Brain, Coping with Procrastination and Positive Mindsets. Eat That Frog sounds like a kid's book with illustrations. I don't know if I'd want to read that. It doesn't seem like a serious book to me, but maybe. I do know this, guys, that sales are out there, and you can get sales very fast if you have the right item, like the DJI goggles that I got in the pallet. Listed them within 2 hours. I got a top offer for them and sold them. $300 sale. That was a couple days ago. Beard says, I stopped watching Bigfoot to listen to Mike. Maybe Joe a little. I'm only Joe. I lost an end somewhere.
Lost an end. Oh, thanks, Scott. Appreciate the support, brother.
Coin Collector, don't feel bad for interrupting. I'd stop making love to watch the live stream.
Oh, boy. Boy, that's an accomplishment, China.
Well, that's Coin Collector.
Yeah.
And there's some people who watch the live stream because they can't start. I'm just saying, I don't know who those people are, but it's true. Devon says, we love you, John and Jenna. Well, thank you. Reselling, she's laughing at me. Reselling with Woody says, this has been a great 4 days of... But he does have Jenna-Cam.
Yep, there it is. That is such a terrible angle, John.
I know.
I understand how Jenna.
But if you embrace the camera when it's on you, then
be the camera.
Yeah. Reselling with Woody says, this has been a great 4 days of sales for me on eBay. Nice check coming this week. That's awesome. That's awesome. John says, excuses are lies you tell yourself. Yeah. Jocko Willick. Mobeezy, Jiz Sizzy. I think I got that right. Hey, everybody. My sales are up to me when it comes to eBay. When I list good stuff consistently, I do very well for myself. That's the key. That's the story. Yep. But doesn't it feel like the good stuff bar has kind of gone up? Yeah. Kind of been, because I have good stuff. I have stuff that historically for me has already been sold within days of listing that are still up in my store. Wow. I mean, I have high ASP things as well. A friend of mine doesn't know that I'm on a live. He's not a reseller, so I can't blame him for that. I'll call him back after we're done. So it seems like the bar has gone up as far as, if you have a MacBook, I'm sure it'll sell just fine. I'm sure the bar hasn't gone that high. Dude, when I say I can't talk to you, I can't talk to you. Sorry. I'm in the middle of a live. I don't know. What do you think about that? You think the bar has gone up on that?
Yeah, I agree.
What do? You just keep doing what you can and try to source better, I'm just going to tell him I'm alive. Alive. Call you back. Because it might be important. Maybe, something happened. Beard got a ton of lowball offers today.
I love them.
And it's the only time that you have to communicate with your buyer. I mean, I look at it from that standpoint, and maybe they seriously need or really want that item, and maybe you can come to some kind of a price that's going to work for both of you, where you're still making money. But I would implore everyone, because I think sometimes we're talking about this at dinner tonight.
Yeah, what I said is some activity is definitely better than low ability, activity, and I think I coined the phrase. Low ball is better than no ball, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's not great, at least it's.
But why do people do it? Right. Why do people low ball? And I think people would not continue the behavior if they weren't successful with it. So let's not allow low ballers to be successful. Yes, if they give you an offer lower than what you want and you can make it work, maybe you look to see how long have you been sitting on that item, if you've been sitting on that item. And even if, look, hey, nobody's even asked me about this in 6 months. I have a way of, after fees and everything, to get my money back on this purchase. By all means, take the offer. You know, I'm not going to hate on you, even if it's below market. But I think if we're doing it out of desperation, you just listed it and you're so hungry for a sale, you know, instead of making $20, you're willing to take make a $5 profit. I think that could be a little desperate. And now we're telling everyone, essentially, that person's going to come back and lowball somebody else because it worked this time. We're sort of training buyers to do it this way, and we're all going to suffer. I think we need to stand our ground within reason.
And you know, I always say, like, work it to your advantage. I mean, a lot of people get pissed off when they get a low ball offer. They immediately block them and this and that. Look, ultimately, you know, you could decline the offer, but like sometimes, you know, people are just like really coming with a low ball offer to feel the waters, you know. And you can, you know, if you ignore them, you're never going to make a sale. But if you come back reasonably polite and all, and you know, you never know. You could turn them around. They could, you know, if they start off really low, then they feel maybe they can get a pretty decent, you know, sale price. And if that's something what's in your range, rather than just canceling them out right off the bat, you can always do that later. But just to ignore them or to block them, I would never do that, you know. So
Bear says, video games in Japan are Japanese only. I want to see you playing games in Japanese. But one thing you have to realize, Bear, is that people collect these things. It's not necessarily about them playing the game. And there's quite a few people who are, you know, expatriates from Japan that are here. They want that kind of thing. They don't want to play the U.S. version. They want to play the Japanese version. I promise you, there's people who want the Japanese version of that game, even just to collect. And if you have access to it, people are going to do it. My son thinks this is a sports live stream, but I think it's a good thing. We got an actual quarterback that can throw the ball consistently. Bear says, I can't lower my prices because I'm buying from auctions. Yeah. I mean, sometimes people are going to have to pay a premium. If you can find something that they can't find in the States, you get to drive the market. It's not the buyer who drives the market for one-off items. Coin Collector says, went to a local coin show today, got a Shield Nichols Dansko album for $10. No damage, lightly used. They go for $110 at the lowest on eBay. I don't collect them, but I might start or sell. Now, I don't know who Shield Nichols Dansko is, but if you found one in Japan, Japanese, because the Japanese have their own version on a lot of these albums, that would go for even more. I promise you. Scott has 3 sales today. I know what you sell, so that's kind of in line with how things have been. But today's has been kind of just bad. Recently with Woody says, I'm doing rotating sell similars. Pull down 1 bin location every day. Check inventory while doing it. 2 birds with 1 stone. Seems to have boosted organic impressions considerably. So that's another thing. How's your inventory process? Are you checking your inventory? How many of us have items that are just sitting in the store or on the shelf that's not listed in your store? Coin Collector, what all is going on with the watches, though? I get a watcher notification, send 20% off discount. They disappear, or the number goes back down to 0 watchers. Well, 2 things. A lot of your watchers are other resellers who are doing research, and they find your item, your listing. They're trying to see what you're doing. They're doing research on your listing. So then eBay thinks that they're an interested buyer, and you send them offers. They'll never respond to that. After 30 days of someone being designated as a watcher, they'll drop off. So you might have 2 today, and that item you'll come back to in a month, they'll be gone. 1900 stores. I do have a Shopify store. I do get visits, but no sales yet. We'll keep working it. I think you have to drive your own traffic there. I don't know how that works. We don't have Josh with us tonight. It's past his bedtime, so he's not with us tonight. Beard says, not lighthouse, rotating sun over the flat earth theory.
You stick with that one, Scott.
RKK415 says, for items you've had in your inventory for a while, do you create a sale or do you end listings, sell similar, which changes the listings and drop the price? That's exactly what I do. The last part, we end items, sell similar. So generally what I'll do is I will sort my listings, my active listings in by oldest, And if anything is about to end, recycle with a new 30 days with eBay, instead of allowing eBay to do it, I'll just take those listings, I'll end them, I'll sell similar, I'll go into the bulk editor where all my listings are that I'm selling similar, and I'll make edits to the price and stuff, and maybe even my promoted listing rate, and I'll launch them. And I'll do that every day. So I'll usually have a batch, like 10 items that are about to end on a daily that I'll flip. I'd rather do that than allow eBay to just refresh that listing for another 30 days, because the algorithm sees that as a stale item. If you have that in your store for 6 months and you've never did an end item sell similar, that algorithm is really looking at that item as, wow, nobody wants this thing. Yes. One thing that he's counting the times I skip comments. I can't get to them all. I try. RKK 415, with the sale, you get the benefit of the old price with the slash through it, but with end listing sell similar, you get a better placement in search. Is there a way to get both benefit? Yes. You end item sell similar on everything. You have a markdown sale on everything. So even though you're ending the item and selling similar, if you have it set up within your markdown sale to include all your listings, that within, I'd say, an hour, your item that you just did an end item sell similar will now have the red line, or the slash, and then the red price. For RKK 415, also, how much change to the listing do you need to make in order for eBay to recognize items as a new listing? You don't have to make a single change for it to get that tag. It'll say new listing tag by the title when you're doing a search for it. But as far as the algorithm, it's such a mysterious beast that we try to decipher. I get a lot of hell for trying to give my opinion on it, and I'd say, as far as there's a reason why the item didn't sell in the first place. So you got to figure out what that is. Are your photos desirable? Are you competitive? Are you priced within the market? That's another thing to consider. Make sure that you're not just slashing prices for the heck of slashing prices. For instance, I have a bunch of dehumidifiers that I've picked up at a really good price. Well, it's not quite, it's somewhat back east. Are you really humid back east right now? No, not in the wintertime. So there's not a real demand for dehumidifiers, but I'll wait a couple months. I'll sit on those. I got them at such a great price. These are brand new sealed dehumidifiers that normally don't get brand new sealed ones. And I'm going to allow them to sell at full ask once the demand is there. But right now the demand's not there. So it doesn't make sense for me to go slashing prices on those because they're not selling. I just need to sit on them and wait. A lot of coffee maker parts, a lot of coffee makers. And historically, spring isn't the hot time. Yeah, people are still buying coffee machines, don't get me wrong, but it's usually in the fall when things are starting to get cool.
Sure.
Where people are looking at their old machine saying, you know what, I want a new one. And then, or they're trying to fix their old machine and they need the parts. Let's see. Coin Collector says, I could see something like TikTok Shop becoming the main sales platform style, because that does work. There's a lot of people shop that way. SHXM3L3SS, so that's Shameless. I know that's Julio now, but it wasn't XSS. He's trying to mess me up. You did that on purpose because you just sent me a text. Love how you keep ignoring my comments. Is that your older brother?
Not much older. No, actually, about 20 years.
You weren't expecting me to read your text on the air here. No, I don't know if I skipped your comment, but you can ask Bearded Picker. He'll tell you that I specialize in skipping. But nice to see you, buddy. Susan says, on Friday I sold one item on eBay, and today I sold 3 Carhartt jeans to the same person. That's awesome. 1900 store, I hit the like all the time. Not working, need to fix the like button. I forgot to tell you, it only works for U.S. sellers. Sorry, Bear. We got to work on that. It's a bug we have to fix. Beard says, Jenna looks rough tonight. I need my readers.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to do my hair.
Yeah, no war paint tonight. Sorry. RKK says, I agree with searching not working. When looking for sell-through rate, I always see listings that clearly should have been included in the sold number appear after the sold listings. Yeah. What can you do? It's like driving your car on a road with a bunch of potholes. You're going to do better if you knew the potholes were there. If you don't know the potholes are there, you're gonna get, you're gonna get surprised.
Yeah.
A Racely HDZ says eBay is almost dead for me. Yeah, it's dead for a lot of people. And Julio wants to know, was Tim on the phone? No, it wasn't Tim. It was another one of my buddies from California. Galaxy 74, I love when someone lowballs me and then the item turns right around and sells for full price.
Too, right?
Yeah, but
Brings
I really think though, if you deny that lowball offer, I think it doesn't benefit your listing the way interacting and coming back with a counter offer does.
Yeah, I'm sure eBay doesn't like a decline.
I think they want you to interact in some way.
Yeah.
Because again, eBay, they want to create a good, positive buyer experience. And to know that, A, the seller is responsive, that's a good look for eBay. How many times have you guys reached out to a seller on this platform and received no response? You had a legitimate, forget it an offer, maybe you just had a legitimate question and they never got back to you, or like 2 days later they get back to you. That's not a good look. So you're responding to any message or even lowball offer in a timely manner, and you're trying to make the sale. You're not giving up on the sale. I really do think that the algorithm rewards you, and that's just one example right there. I've seen it all the time. Coin Collector says, about a month ago I had someone offer me $20 for a $34 book, already $15 cheaper than anywhere else, countered with $24 and they dipped. Next day someone offered me $10 for it. That sucks, huh? Let's see here. We had 117 people watching. That's kind of cool. Some offers are downright offensive. What do you do? I think the best course of action is you draw a line, figure out what is the lowest I'll take for this, and offer it. Say, you know what? This is the lowest I'm willing to take for this item. I realize you had a lower price, but this is the best that I'm willing to do. Please note that I don't haggle like some other sellers do, and let them decline it. You've done your part. Susan says, I don't accept offers when they are over 50% of selling price. I will counter offer and meet them halfway, and it depends on how long items have been listed. But don't decline. I think that's the worst thing to do. Beers says, I'm running a 15% off sale store-wide, and I'm still getting offers half of that and below. Declined. I'm half tempted to make an offer on one of your items just to see what you'll do. But I'm not going to do that to you. King of Kings says, your lady looks different today. Good evening. Notice we're not bickering.
No fighting.
When she wears the war paint, we tend to not get along so well. Derek W. Pat says, hi guys, good evening. Devon's going to list some stuff tomorrow, so am I. I've got ASD in the morning, and also a friend of mine, but my good friend's son is in town for ASD. He invited me to the Kings hockey game. The Kings and the Golden Knights out here in Vegas. I've never been to a hockey game before, and I think we have really good seats too, so that's pretty cool.
Should be fun.
Susan Phelps says, search results on my own store is a nightmare. I search by my item description. If I'm searching for jeans or a brand, it does not show all listings. Someone tried to tell me, hey, that's not correct. You know what you're talking about, because they are able to find anything that they're looking for. And hopefully I can use you as a reference when they come asking me for a link to where am I getting my information, because Susan, you're just another person that's telling me what a lot of people are seeing for themselves, that search isn't where it should be. It's not what it used to be, and they've added AI to the algorithm quite some time ago, and it's still not where it needs to be. That's just my opinion, but it's an informed opinion based on your comment and other people's comments. Devon says the search has been messed up on eBay. It's not great. Like, for instance, I will look for a part on one of my Breville appliances, and I know the specific name of the part that it's sold for. I'll search for it, and then they'll have a bunch of unrelated parts for the same machine, and then maybe down 3/4 of the way I finally find the first one for that part. Now if I go in and type in Breville, the model number, and the word part, it'll pop up there quite high, even though when I ask for that specific part name, it won't come up. And in these listings where I just type in part, the word part, the word that I used in the first search is in their title. So it just doesn't make sense to me. Coin Collector, thank you. I hadn't thought about that. I should probably end items, sell similar. Some books have been sitting for 4 to 5 months. Get those things refreshed. Who did it? 99. I'm getting 1 to 3 sales, sometimes for less than $30. Used to get 5 to 10, 250 a day. It's brutal. Ain't doing whatnot. Yeah, that's definitely to my opinion, it's the race to the bottom. Now Archie had a pretty good day today apparently. So a lot of his pins and patches, military pins and patches, and was pretty happy with the results. But for the most part, yeah, it is sort of like having a yard sale virtually, I think. 900 store Bear says I could buy Japanese games in the auction. I boxed 200 games for $40 easy any game. Now I think if Mike Greatest is with us, he's one that would tell you which titles would work. But my thought is, and this is an educated guess, that people are looking to collect pretty much any Japanese version of the game, and maybe go into your product research or TerraPeak. I don't know if you guys have that, but go into TerraPeak, which is now called Product Research, and check that particular title and maybe put Japanese or see if there's a variation that has sold. And I'm willing to bet if it has, it's going to be at a higher price than just the general U.S. version.
And go on some YouTube videos that specialize in explaining, video games and all. You get a little idea of what to look for.
Oh yeah, do some homework on it. I really do feel like you're sitting on an absolute gold mine of merchandise that people in the United States would want. King of Kings says my store went crazy today. I don't know, maybe it's my niche. Could be your niche. There's some niches that are unaffected by changes in the economy. I mean, I don't have many of those items, but again, if you have DJI drone parts and accessories, people are buying those things up like hotcakes within hours if you have a good price. Pot G Grimm says had to swap to Amazon and Facebook offer up. It's been great. Just search things are already ungated. So that's an Amazon term. If you're selling on Amazon, you have to find items that they will approve you, which is ungating you for to sell that particular brand. And sometimes you can go and find, oh wow, this is brand new sealed, and then take it home and try to list it on Amazon, and now they want an invoice for it, and you don't have one. So it's definitely a lot harder to get some of your items listed on Amazon, which is why I don't mess with it. Now Beard, he's been grandfathered in for the longest time. He can get pretty much any brand to allow him to sell, so that really makes it a lot easier. Jovial, what the heck is going on with eBay search? Worst I've seen. If I were a new buyer on eBay, I would give up and shop somewhere else. So sad. That has to be just you, because there's nobody else saying that there's a problem with search. I mean, whatever his name was, what was his name?
Dan at
New NYC guy. Maybe in just New York, everything's great. Is everything great in New York right now?
Same all over, bro.
You're the second person, and this show wasn't related to search.
Wasn't really set up.
Susan says, yeah, I messaged the buyer around 5 times about delayed shipping and nothing. Shipped on 2/17, and it just arrived today. Yeah, there's some problems. It's not just... I know there's some hubs that are having problems, but we ship Ground Advantage like daily and have no problems with it. Who did it? 99. Why isn't there inflation on eBay? Prices are going down. The value, okay, so inflation really is the devaluation of currency. So things really aren't going up in price. It's just the value of the dollar is dropping. But I think as resellers, we're the last to kind of realize that. And it's a lot of times it's the sellers that are hurting because of this inflation, and we're more willing to lower our prices because we're desperate for the sale as a result of that. That's like a negative effect, and it hits us the worst because we're not getting more for our items. We're getting less because we're willing to take less.
We're at the end of the chain.
Yeah. Bear says eBay wants to create a good buyer experience. Prepare the Vaseline. Oh, they prepared it many years ago. Jeff Sorensen, I think the search problems depends on your region, and that could be too. I've heard that. Some people like right now, are getting great sales in one part of the country, and others are like the servers are being turned off. Jovial says, I noticed when searching, if you click on highest first, the search seems to narrow down to what you're searching. And if you're searching by price, you'll see that that same listing will pop up twice. You'll see the organic listing and then followed by the sponsored listing somewhere below that. Devon, I set my offer prices so I do not deal with lowball offers. Susan says, record for me, I posted 16 items today, or the record for me, I posted 16 items today on eBay. Some were end and sell similar, and the rest were brand new. Felt good. And you get that boost. You put new items up, or do the end items sell similar, you get that new boost. John says, when I had a job, I listed at night. That carried over when I went full time. I'm changing that to my second most important task after shipping in the morning will free up my evening's quality life. You got to have time for yourself. Oh, Chris the Goose. Nice to see you, Chris. What up,
Hey,
Mike
Chris,
and Flippin'? I guess this is the right time to see you. I don't see you on the lives normally, 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. your time. Coin Collector says, search isn't a problem for me. I'm in Idaho if it matters. IK books tend to be easier to search for, though. One day I'll be blue over here. One day I'll be blue over here. Why aren't you blue? Susan retracted her message, so we will never know what she has on her mind. Galaxy 74, if you general search terms in the search bar, you're going to get very general, non-specific results. Yes, you can get very involved in your search, and I tend to think that that is better on a general eBay search. But if you then take that and try to do that long search with full details about what it is, not just the name, the brand name and the model number, but some other things of some key features of that item that would be in a title, that doesn't work so well on product research on TerraPeak, or used to be known as TerraPeak. You got to be like narrowing it down to the brand and the model number if you want to see a lot of the results. Tiffy Moto says, sales slow for me on all platforms all week. Check my competitors to see if the problem was just me, and they're all having slow sales as well. Yeah, that is definitely one way to confirm. Check your competitors. Chances are it's not just you. Bill Parker had the glitch today with the closed return when it is still open. Also notice that when you try to sell similar after searching by photo or barcode, they remove the button to sell one similar. Yeah, I heard about that glitch where you have a return and you get a message saying, oh, don't worry, we closed the return or something like that, but it's still open. Yeah. Chris was at the horse track, huh? Did you win? I love betting the horses. I enjoy it a little too much when I'm out there, but if you won, that's the icing on the cake. Coin Collector says, are most buyers doing very explicit searches though? I think buyers are searching for what they know to search for. So if they are looking for a vacuum cleaner, upright vacuum cleaner, maybe they know the brand they're looking for. So Dyson upright vacuum cleaner, or Dyson stick vacuum cleaner, or maybe they know the model number. And what happens if they don't get the results they're looking for? Well, I don't know how many times they're going to try to put a different variation of what they typed in search, like we would think of as sellers. I think they're probably going to go over to another site, or maybe go into Google and search if they can't find what they're looking for. Galaxy 74, when I list on a daily basis, I usually do better. I think those are facts. It happens too often to be coincidental that if you have a consistent list pattern, it's certainly beneficial to you. And I really, like for instance, when I'm about to go out of town and I just schedule a listing, it's not the same. It's like you have your location services on your phone. The app sees it. They know you're out of town, and
they know you when
they're
you leave.
remember, they're focused on the buyer experience, not your experience. So they're thinking to themselves, now this is just me giving my off the cuff thought. Doesn't mean that it's a thing, but the algorithm sees this as, well, we want to deliver the best buyer experience. They're not at home right now. Let's push them down a little bit and give others a chance to make the sale. That's the way I look at it. It's happened, again, too often to be a coincidence. Chris says, I hit 6 out of 10 races. I would call the day unprofitable, but a great day nonetheless. Well, if you hit 6 out of 10 races, that's good. You should have bet the pick 3 and pick 4. You might have won some money. But we're over an hour through the live, and I'm kind of talked out. Have a few things that I need to do. Long day ahead of me tomorrow. Mike, got anything you want to say about the get together, the Boss Reseller Remix, or anything else?
Yeah, I guess like John had said, if you can possibly, if you're in the area, you can get over here. I really recommend the Boss event. It's more of a conference type of event, educational and all, but Katie and Vicky do a great job in making it fun also. Like John had mentioned, the Wednesday night we're going to go out and party and all, and just all the networking. I'm the meetup guy, so I'm enthusiastic about all the get-togethers, and they're all great. But this one was a good one. Some great speakers, over 20 speakers, too numerous to mention, but and a lot of different topics. Some real topics that other meetups or other reselling events might not cover, like how to create the good brand, talking about wholesaling, different sources. It's not just a typical, somebody talks about eBay, somebody talks about Poshmark, somebody talks about Macari. Really well represented. There's always a lot of eBay, typically there's always 8 or 10 eBay employees there, and they were all willing to, answer your questions and talk to you. It's much better than using the customer service, service over the phone. So it's a good opportunity to, when you're there, really, drill down and get some quality information, and just a really good time at all. So I really recommend it. I hope to see you there.
And do me a favor, guys. Go over to Mike's channel. He did get 1 sub during the live. I did see that. Go over there and give the man some support. Just subscribe to the channel, and of course hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when he comes out with a new video talking about a new meetup or an update on a meetup. But in the meantime, guys, I want you guys to just keep grinding. Know that slow sales are part of the business. You can't allow it to affect how you run your business. You cannot allow it to make you desperate enough to where you're taking offers on things that you would never sell for, and ultimately change the market for the rest of us. But figuring out where you fall in there and what kind of offers you're going to take when it's slow is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope to see you on Mondays live, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And until next time, have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thanks, John.
Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Zero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping ain't easy by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that is within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll! Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast. Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping ain't easy by your style. to the podcast. Profit Playbook's the name with Scott and John.